Hey, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to talk about the power of email marketing inside of your online business. This has been the foundation of everything we've done to be able to build our 7-figure company, and I'm going to break it down for you in this very video. So firstly, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is John Penberthy. I help entrepreneurs and business owners grow their businesses online and generate customers profitably. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. I put out a couple new videos every single week, so do check that out. But in today's video, I wanted to talk about email marketing specifically. We hear this phrase a lot, the money's in the list, or just building your audience, and all this stuff comes bubbling up, and you might be watching this and thinking, okay, yeah, I kind of get it, I kind of get the power of it, but I don't know why it has to be a foundational part of everything that I do. So I want to walk you through a number of reasons why email marketing is imperative for the success of your business and the longevity of your business, so that it's not just a flash in the pan success that you see. We want to build a business that is, long-term, that's built to last and has sustainability, and that's building an asset, that's building an audience, and that really comes down to email marketing. So let me share with you the first reason why email is so important for your business. So the first thing is really the difference between playing the long game and the short game. The short game is, hey, let's just start getting some sales online. Let's just start getting some momentum. Let's get this thing moving. The long game is saying, look, I'm going to sacrifice a bit of the short-term win for the long-term gain. I'm going to build an audience. I'm going to rather than trying to make a quick 5 figures now, I'm going to put some time into this and I'm going to build 7 figures later. That's the difference between the long game and the short game. And this actually came up, and the reason why it's on my mind is I was talking to a client of mine just recently, and this topic came up. He said to me, look, if I've got a product that I want to sell, and if I have to put this doorway of a capture page in front of it, meaning you drive traffic to a capture page, they enter their name and their email address, and then they come through to the sales page. Well, if only 30% of people are inserting their name and email, I'm losing 70% of these people. So 100 people come to the page, only 30 of them are actually seeing the offer. Surely it would make more sense to discard the capture page, discard the email list building, and just run the traffic straight to the offer page, because now 100% of people are going to see that. Surely that would make sense. And my reply to him was very simple. I said to him, look, in theory, getting that many people to the page, perhaps in the short term, you'll see a slight bump in sales conversion, right? Now, 30% of people haven't seen it, 100% have. So, it would stand to reason that you would get a few more sales on the front end. There's also an argument that you wouldn't see too much of an increase in sales, because there's this thing in business called micro commitments, or at least in the marketing game, micro commitments. The more micro commitments you can have someone fulfill, the greater chance that they'll actually take action on the final thing, buying your product, signing up to your service, whatever it is. So by clicking the link in your ad, that's a micro commitment. They've done the first thing. Another one is landing on the capture page and putting in their name and email. That's another micro commitment. That's them saying, okay, I'm interested in this. I'm going to invest some time into this. And they put their name and email in. So there's also an argument that actually the 30 people that do come through out of the 100 perhaps would buy at a higher percentage than people that came straight from the ad to the offer page. Hopefully that's making sense. But even if it didn't, even if that wasn't the case, and bypassing the capture page and going straight to the offer, even if that gave you a slight bump in conversions, that's a short-term win, okay? And it's actually a scary place to be, because you're not in control. You've got the ad platform that you're running your ads on, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, and you're running that traffic to your offer page. Great. You're making a bit of money, you're profitable, fantastic. Life seems good until what happens? Your ads stop working. I don't know why I used my thumbs to illustrate that, just felt right in the moment. Your ads stop working, and now that's going to stop working, because the traffic has now, the control of your business, the success of your business hinges on you maintaining a good relationship with Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, whatever platform it is. And if they decide to disapprove your ads, shut your account down, guess what? All traffic stops, all sales stop, your business is gone overnight. Okay? So yes, you might get a bump in the short-term win, but the long-term is not there. And that's what this email list does. I would rather sacrifice a slight bump in conversions to build an audience of people that I can connect with, that I can build a relationship with, that will buy products and services from me again in the future. And not only am I playing this long game, but I'm also, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, which is I'm building an asset with this list as well. So that's the big difference, long-term versus short-term, wins in your business. And building a list and implementing email marketing, for me, wins every time. So one of the things that I said there leads me on to point number 2, which is that an email list is an asset. Okay, there is so many areas in your business right now that you should really take a look at and decide where you're not in control and change it. Because if you've just found a way to make a bit of money using Facebook or YouTube, or there's some partnership that seems to be going well at the minute, or you've got an article ranked on Google and that's getting you some traffic, whatever it is, if something was to go wrong with Facebook, YouTube, Google, partnerships, whatever it is, you're out. Like, do you understand that? Like your traffic stops, your sales stop, everything stops. So you've got to funnel your traffic to a place where you can build an audience first and build a relationship with these people. And if you do that, that is actually an asset. Your YouTube ads are not an asset. Your Facebook ads, not an asset. An article that's got ranked on Google, not an asset. An asset is something that you own and control. And an email list is actually one of those things. Because you might say, well, what if an autoresponder shuts you down? Well, guess what? You can export that list and you can put that data into another autoresponder and continue business as usual, right? That data, you have some control over that. It's actually an asset for you. So if your ads stop or anything goes bad, guess what? You have time to find a new traffic source, to find a new social platform to build on, because you've got this asset that's tiding you over in the meantime, the relationship with the list. The third thing is the follow-up. Okay, so if you go from an ad to building your list and then they go to the offer, it doesn't stop there. It's not like everyone who hits that page, they either buy or they don't, and that's it. Now we have a list to follow up with. We can send a series of emails automatically for the next few days that hopefully will get a few more people across the line. And if you implement this correctly, you can sometimes see an additional 50 to 100% of sales again just with the follow-up. Meaning that if you run some traffic, you build your list, and this offer page or your sales funnel, whatever it is, if you make, let's say, $2,000, okay? Well, then with the ability to follow up with this list, you may end up making another 1,000 or even another 2,000. So the follow-up is really important as well. And you can't do that unless you have their email to actually follow up with. Another thing that will become apparent over time, and this is again, it falls under the long game that you're playing, is that you will find you'll get a lot of delayed sales. Okay? What I mean by delayed sales is not someone purchasing in the follow-up sequence. Like, okay, there's a follow-up email on day 3 they purchase. Yeah, that stuff happens. That's great. I'm talking about outside the context of even following up. You will find that so many people, okay, will purchase a course from you or your coaching or your service, whatever it is, 6 months down the line, 12 months down the line, 24 months down the line. There is a huge delay in people purchasing your stuff. Some people just want to sit on your list, consume your content, opt into your funnels, and they do this for a long time. It's a big cycle until eventually they pull the trigger. There was that one offer that you made that suddenly that resonated and they jumped on in, right? This happens all the time. Once a year, I open up enrollment to my highest level coaching, right? It's called Platinum Group. It's closed usually throughout the year. And we open it up once a year. And every year, the same thing happens. We have a bunch of people that are interested in joining. And when we speak to them, when my team speaks to them, turns out they've been around our community for a very long time. Sometimes they've been on my list for years. And they finally said, okay, now it's time to pull the trigger. They never purchased a thing from us. They've just been on our list for 2 years and then boom, suddenly, they drop $15,000, $20,000 to be coached by us, okay? This stuff happens. These delayed sales you'll see start coming into your business. And this, again, is the whole long game that you're playing. Another reason why building a list and using email marketing is important is you can promote other stuff to the same audience, okay? If you're running an ad straight to a product and you're not building your audience, that's it. You've got one chance to get a sale. It's that offer or it's nothing. Okay. Whereas if I'm building my audience and I'm building my list and now I followed up with them with a series of emails, now I can continue to manually follow up with my list, meaning I'll send an email and it goes to my entire database. I can do that as frequently as I want. I can keep offering different things. If you run an ad to an offer that perhaps this is a good customer, they just didn't want that thing. So if you get them on your list and you continue to email other stuff, continue to provide value, build trust, and then offer other things, there may be at some time an offer that you make that is perfect for that person. They were just waiting for the right thing. And then you sent an email, they saw that right thing, and now they're super excited and they're coming on in. You see what I'm saying? So you've got to think about this. You've got to understand that, I hear this all the time. I hear people say, look, if you run some traffic and they didn't buy, exclude those people from your campaigns again, or don't target that audience because they're clearly not buying. And I think that's a bit short-sighted. You might have some really, really good leads coming in and they would buy from you. They would sign up for something with you. It's just that offer wasn't quite right. But if we get them into our ecosystem and then we keep promoting other things and making other offers, something will click and they'll go, that's the one I want, and they jump on it. And the final thing, and this is what's been really cool recently, is the realization for me and my company that actually we can email our database far more than we thought we could. I used to be really sheepish with this stuff. Like, I'd build my list and I think, well, I don't want to bombard them, don't want to send too many emails, don't want to seem salesy. So I would send an email perhaps once a month sometimes. I would have people emailing in to my support desk saying, hey, just real quick, I'm just checking that I'm still on your list because I haven't received an email in a while and I just want to make sure I'm not missing out on anything, right? And so then I started to email once a week because I remember a good friend of mine, Ryan Dice, said to me once, he said, look, if you don't email your list at least once a week, you obviously hate money. And that stuck with me and I thought, yeah, that's actually a really good point. I don't hate money. So I started emailing once a week and that started to go really well. And then more recently, and I shared this example with my clients and I share it with you, there's a guy in the industry called Frank Kern, okay? And, great guy, puts out great training and I'm on his list. And every now and again, I'll get emails from him. Some of the subject lines entice me to open. Some of the subject lines don't entice me to open the emails. Regardless, I'm still on his list. Point is, I'm not bothered by the amount that he sends emails. Literally, couldn't give a flip. Like, one of them's going to entice me, the other ones don't. That's fine. I'm still on his list. It's pleasant. I don't feel like he's bombarding me. It wasn't until recently I did a search in my email inbox for his name, Frank Kern. And I noticed that for the 2 weeks prior to me doing this search, he had sent an email to me and his list twice a day, every day for that 2-week period. And I remember being gobsmacked and I remember thinking, that's fascinating. Because had you told me before I did that search, had you just asked me for a rough idea of how often Frank Kern emails his list, I would have said, well, I'm on his list. It's probably once every couple days, once every 3 days. But actually, he was sending 2 emails a day. And I was not bothered by it. Do you want to know why? Because me, like everyone else watching this video, including you, we get hundreds of emails every single day. So if Frank sends me an email in the morning and in the evening, I'm probably not even going to recognize that he sent me 2 emails on one day because there was 150 emails between those 2. You see what I'm saying? So I started to test this theory. I started to send an email once a day. And guess what? All I want to know is what's the data telling me? Okay, what's the data telling me? I don't make decisions, by the way, I teach this to my clients, I don't make decisions based on assumption or emotion, I make decisions based on data. What's the data telling me? Well, if the open rate doesn't drop, meaning the same amount of people open these emails, and the click-through rate doesn't drop, okay, then I win. So I started sending an email every single day and did not see any backlash. Open rate's the same, click-through rate's the same, the people that are clicking and going to whatever it was I was emailing about were signing up and my business started to make more money as a result. And I thought, gosh, this is revolutionary. So then I decided, I'm going to start sending 2 emails a day, like my buddy Frank. So I started sending 2 emails a day to my list. And some of you are thinking, oh, 2 emails a day. Surely everyone's getting really annoyed with you. Nope. Open rates were the same. Click-through rates were the same. Which means that I'm getting clicks from different people in the day. Some people check their email more in the morning. Some people check their email more in the evening. It's probably not the same people. So all I've done is I've managed to double my business, literally. I've doubled the amount of traffic that I can generate from my email list and I can push that to whatever offer or piece of content it is that I've got. And right now, my company makes at least an additional 6 figures every single month just from emailing my list. Sometimes it's much higher than that. We did a promotion just last month. We did $400,000 just emailing our list with a very well thought out campaign. Okay, this is big stuff. So anyway, that wraps up this video. That is why email is important and you need to be implementing it for yourself in your business. Listen, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. I'd absolutely love it. Turn on the bell notification. I put out a couple new videos like this every single week. and leave me a comment. Let me know if you're already utilizing email list building in your business, and let me know how that's going for you. And finally, if you would like to get some help and some training and some coaching from me, there's a link in the description box and the top comment to a video presentation and webinar that I've got that you can opt in for. That's going to walk you through my entire process. If you are a coach, a trainer, an educator, if you have a course, a service, whatever it is, if you're trying to get customers and clients, I'm going to walk you through in that training how I run my ads, how I build my funnels, and how I maximize the back end to build a 7-figure company. I'd love to teach it to you too. So go check that out, and I'll see you in a future video.